Today we're going to make some bricks. Some of the projects that we're going to do are just to show you some ways that different clays from Activa can be used, and today is one of those days. A lot of people do a lot of miniatures, and what we're going to use is the terracotta plus clay. I have some already open, so I'm going to just use the rest of this package to make this first load of bricks. Now, the frame I have, I just found it off of something else, and it's going to work for some larger bricks that you might use in a reconstructed castle or something like that. But we're going to use those we're going to make some of those today, and we're going to use the rest of this plus clay here. Now, I store the plus clay in my refrigerator, but before I store it, I always put like a wet paper towel, not too wet, but just wet enough to keep everything damp, and then I put it in the refrigerator to keep it nice and moist. But I'm going to take the rest of this out, and I'm going to cut it in some slices so that I can begin to fill this frame here, and to fill in this whole frame. So I'm just cutting parts of the plus clay and just kind of filling this all together. We're going to smooth it out in a minute, but we're going to continue to just spread everything out on this frame that we have. Okay, as you can see, I only had enough clay to do a part of this frame, so I'm going to go ahead and try to smooth up the clay and get it prepared for cutting the bricks. So you want your surfaces smooth, although you will rough them up later with sandpaper to make them look like realistic bricks. For this part, we kind of want to have it as smooth and as even as possible. A rolling pin would be good, but these are kind of deeper bricks, so with the amount of clay I have, I'm just going to kind of try to even it up as I can, and then go over it with a roller to smooth up everything. Make sure also that you get out any air bubbles that you might have, because air bubbles are not your friend. So okay, I'm going to leave the dents that we have in it. I'm going to leave those alone because bricks aren't totally equal in any way. So it's okay to have a few nicks and dents. Sometimes you might not want that for uniformity, but for our purposes and what I'll use these for, we'll go ahead and leave it like this. I am smoothing it out, trying to smooth it out as much as possible. Although I'm not too worried about these sides. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay, now we're going to cut some bricks. I'm going to start, oops, on this side, and I have a ruler that has nice dividing lines in several different places. So I'm just going to make each brick small because we're going to use it for miniatures. So I'm only going to probably use one of these sections. So I'll just begin to do that. This is the time-consuming process, so yeah, it'll take a little bit. here we have some of our finished bricks, and I wanted to show you what we do with them next. This is one that I've already sanded and taken care of, and you can see how it looks, and it'll be a little bit rougher by the time it's completely done. Here's a smaller brick, but what you basically do, if they come out single, they'll come out something like this, and then you'll take your sandpaper and sand the edges a little if you want to, just to get everything kind of angled correctly. And then I always round off the edges because I just don't like sharp edges on anything. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's got its place in some things, but I just kind of take the sharp edge off of it. And then if you want it to look rough, you just go over the front of it, maybe with a coarser sandpaper than I had there. Let's try this one. Go over the front of it and a few times, and then you get a more rough texture. But that's basically the way you would finish your bricks. Okay, don't forget to sand those as well. These doubles, or some people leave 4 at a time. And these are larger bricks than most people make, because on some you only need really tiny ones, and I think it'll look better when you use the smaller. So anyway, these are our finished bricks, and just wanted to show you that before we end this tutorial.